Hey everyone, today we're diving into something really cool, a tool that literally puts the power of live satellite imagery right at your fingertips. It's called the Copernicus browser. So let me just ask you this. What if you could watch our planet change in real time? I don't mean just looking at a static map, but actually witnessing the story of our world as it unfolds, live from space. I mean, what if you could track something like deforestation in the Amazon, not by reading reports, but by creating your own time lapse? You could see the landscape transform right before your eyes, month by month, year after year. Or what if you could just completely leave the flat map behind? Imagine flying through the rugged peaks of Mount Whitney, exploring its incredible, dramatic topography in a stunning, interactive 3D view. And what if you could look at a landscape, something like this river delta, in a way you've never seen it before, using colors that reveal a hidden scientific story, a story of sediment and vegetation that our own eyes could just never pick up? Well, all of this, it's totally possible with the Copernicus browser. Think of it as a free online hub. It's like your personal mission control for a massive treasure trove of data from the Copernicus Sentinel satellites and a bunch of others. And you know, it's designed for everybody, from scientists to students to curious explorers just like you. This really shows how we can start to see the unseen. So on the left, you've got a true color image of a river delta in Madagascar. It's basically what you'd see if you were flying over it. But satellites see more than we do. They capture data in different spectral bands, which are kind of like colors our eyes just can't perceive. Now look at the right. We've used those extra colors to create what's called a false color image, and boom, it vividly highlights all the rich sediment in red and the healthy vegetation in that bright, almost electric green. Okay, so seeing a single moment is one thing, but what about tracking a story that unfolds over years, not just in one single snapshot? Well, let's take the tragic story of Lake Pupô. This was once Bolivia's second largest lake, a vital source of life, and because of extreme drought, it virtually vanished. It's a really dramatic story, and the Copernicus browser lets us watch the whole thing happen. And you know what? Uncovering that story is surprisingly simple. You really don't need to be a GIS expert or anything. You just find the spot on the map, you open the time-lapse tool, pick your time range, say from 2015 to today, and you just click play. That's it. It's a 4-step process to becoming an environmental storyteller. And the result is, well, it's this powerful, undeniable animation. You can literally watch the lake shrinking year after year until it's just gone. This isn't just a bunch of data points. It's a visual record of a huge environmental event, and you can create it yourself in just a few minutes. So, we know you can track change over time, but you can also explore our planet's terrain in 3 dimensions, which adds this whole other layer of understanding to the satellite data. And get this, you control the perspective. There's a simple slider for what's called vertical terrain scaling, and it lets you exaggerate the topography. Here, we've cranked it up to 150%, and it turns that flat image of Mount Whitney into this dramatic 3D landscape. It helps you really appreciate just how steep and rugged those high Sierra walls are. Okay, this is where it gets really fun and creative, because this tool lets you move from just being an observer to actually becoming a creator. You can start to design your very own ways of seeing the planet. The key to this whole thing is something called a custom script. Now, I know that might sound a little technical, but honestly, just think of it like an Instagram filter for planet Earth. It's just a simple set of instructions that tells the browser how to mix and color the raw satellite data to highlight exactly what you're interested in. Hey, remember that stunning image of the delta from before? Well, this is how we made it. We told the script, okay, take band 8, which is great at seeing near-infrared light from plants, and make that show up as green. Then we took band 4, which sees red light, and kept it red. And finally, band 2, which sees blue, stayed blue. So what's the result? Healthy vegetation just pops in this vibrant green, and the water full of sediment shows up in these amazing reds and purples. You are in complete control of the final image. And you can even push it a step further. You can start fusing data from completely different types of satellites to get a kind of supervision. For instance, you can combine optical data, which is like a camera, with radar data, which can literally see through clouds. When you do that, the browser can map out flooded areas with incredible precision, even in the middle of a storm. Right here is the power of that technique in action. This is from floods in Valencia. The base map is a clear picture from the Sentinel-2 optical satellite. But laid right on top, in that bright blue, is the data from the Sentinel-1 radar satellite. It is highlighting every single flooded area, information that would be totally hidden by clouds to a normal satellite. I mean, for disaster managers, this is absolutely critical information. So, who can become an Earth explorer with a tool like this? Well, students investigating climate change for a project, educators who want to bring geography to life, journalists who need to verify environmental stories with real evidence, scientists monitoring global trends, and most importantly, you. And you know what the best part is? It is completely free to get started. All of these powerful tools, this massive archive of planetary data, it's all accessible to anyone with an internet connection. No catch. So, your mission, should you choose to accept it, starts right here. It's a super simple 3-step process. Just visit dataspace.copernicus.eu, click that register button, and create your free account. That's it. You're in. You'll be ready to explore. Look, our planet is constantly telling stories through light and heat and elevation. With tools like the Copernicus browser, we finally have a way to listen in. So really, the only question left is, what will you discover?